that's so romantic.
I give him 6 months.
And Tiffany is based on my friend Rana. Tiffany looks just like Rana. That's how those two came to be, which, of course, is Jennifer Tilly.
David Kirshner, I adore him. He's the one that came to me the very beginning when I was sort of like digging in my heels, like, I don't know if I want to do a Chucky movie. And I didn't know anything about Chucky movies at the time, but he said, I want to meet you. He did a whole presentation. We went to the Bel Air Hotel. He had the Chucky doll in the trunk. He brought it out very reverentially, like, this is Chucky. Like, he was introducing me to Chucky.
I didn't know Jennifer Tilly before that, but I had written it for her, and then, you know, and just, well, of course that's not going to work out because things like that rarely work out, but then she wanted to do it.
I think he felt like once I saw the Chucky doll, and once I heard what Chucky was all about, of course I would fall in love with the whole Chucky franchise and come on board, which I actually did. He did a very good job of selling me on it.
After having done 3 sort of straightforward, relatively conventional horror movies that we, you know, reinvented it as a comedy, and she was a big part of that.
When slasher series reach their burnout phase, the creators do one of 2 things. They either make the subsequent chapters comedic, horror comedies, or they play for laughs, or they take their killers and put them in outer space. So in the case of Bride of Chucky, I was relieved that they made it more comedic.
I was really unprepared for, you know, the humor and the history and just the really great writing and great characters.
The Chucky films were definitely revolutionary in introducing gay characters.
It was important to me with these movies to constantly appeal to that subset. And that has sort of steamrolled over the last, since Bride of Chucky is when we started making it pretty gay.
Don is gay, and he's had a lot of really interesting, sympathetic gay characters in the franchise. For example, the best friend in The Bride of Chucky.
And the Alexis Arquette character, and Tiffany, you know, Jennifer Tilly has always appealed to a gay audience, probably dating back to her role in Bound.
My favorite scene, sadly, is when I was killed. It's when Tiffany was in the bathtub. I thought it was so cinematic. When I'm watching The Bride of Frankenstein, and I'm starting to cry because I can relate to The Bride of Frankenstein. And then Chucky starts walking down the hall in his little Chucky legs. And then he throws the TV into the bathtub. And I'm screaming, and Bride of Frankenstein is screaming, and Bride of Frankenstein bobs up, and I go under. It's just so beautifully shot.
Just the idea that the surging electricity would cause all these bubbles to waft. I always just thought that's such a cool image.
That's what's so brilliant about Don's creation of that scene. You have bubbles set against murder.
It just was special to me because I felt like I took a step in confidence as a writer. I didn't direct that one, I just wrote it. And the director and cinematographer on that movie are these amazing Chinese filmmakers, Ronnie Yu and Peter Pao, and it's like you would walk on the set every day. It was just so beautiful.
I think everybody loves the makeover that she did, where she was just like your run-of-the-mill, middle-class doll, and all of a sudden she's putting on black nail polish and combat boots and making herself like a real badass.
She's kind of gorge and like kind of looks amazed. If she was like a really cool scene girl in real life, you know what I mean?
Barbie, eat your heart out.
It's probably, anywhere, minimal 7 people, but you can take up to 8 or 9 people per puppet.
Very complicated coordination. If you're dealing with just puppet alone, puppet and puppet, it's easier.
We did hours and hours and hours and hours of ADR on that.
If you have the interaction between, you know, human actor, has to be really figured out early on in advance, and then has to have a lot of rehearsal.
They set up these 2 booths so when we were doing the lines we could look at each other. It was really amazing working off of such a great actor as him. And you know, sometimes I would improvise and then he'd give something right back.
Yeah,
she's just really funny.
Brilliant at improv.
Yeah.
Way, I mean, I'm not even close to it. She's in a different class.
And what does Martha tell you to do when guests drop by for dinner and you haven't had time to shop? You improvise.
Upon discovering where Charles Lee Ray's body was buried, there's an amulet that can restore them back to human form.
All right, let's go.
Oh, sure. I'll steer and you can work the pedals. We're dolls, you dope!
They arrange for Tiffany's neighbor to drive them there, and they don't know that all the dolls are alive.
Of course, they don't realize that these dolls are committing murders along the way, murders which the kids themselves are then implicated for.
So in the process, they end up getting married.
Chucky having a bride, Tiffany, it sort of humanizes him a little bit because now you can relate to the character. He's not just like a homicidal little maniac. He has a lot of problems that most men have, you know, like a nagging girlfriend, a complaint she's not getting enough sex.
The love stuff between Chucky and Tiffany, both as dolls, was just so cute. and fun.
But then you had sex in it, which was good. The Bride of Chucky had actual added sex to horror, where you never, like Godzilla didn't have sex. Frankenstein didn't jerk off, or you know, we didn't have that really. We didn't have the monsters having a sex life, where Chucky did.
And some of the best stuff were totally improv. Shouldn't we wear prophylactics? Tiff, I am a fucking rubber.
Have I got a rubber?
Yeah.
Tiff?
What?
Look at me. I'm all rubber.
Brad was looking at me all the time as he was doing the lines, and at the end of the movie when my character died, I looked over there and tears were streaming down his face. He was so sad, and then I started crying too. And then afterwards he said to Don, how come I haven't had a wife sooner?
And they end up having a baby.
So what led you to take on Tony Gardner as head of the effects department in Seed going forward? Why was there that switch?
Well, what happened was that Kevin Yeager had worked with us on the first 4 films, done a great job. His wife is Catherine Hicks, who played the mom in the first film. All was great. And then when we were going to make our 5th film, Universal could not make the deal with him. They were just too far apart. We were cutting our budget very far back.
As your slasher series go on, each subsequent film makes less than the one before it, so there's diminishing returns. So, you know, the money men tend to slash the budget.
And they wouldn't budge, and they were unfair to someone that had been really loyal and done a great job.
I loved what Tony Gardner brought to the series as well.
Then there was the opportunity to meet him, and because we had done Hocus Pocus together, to call him and say, are you interested in doing this? It's Chucky, you'd be taking over for Kevin. And I think he was a little hesitant of that. He's a loyal person and loyal to his craft, but I said, you know, if it's not you, it's going to be somebody. And you did such a great job on Hocus. Would you consider this? Have you ever done anything like this? And he said, well, not bring a doll to life, but I've done plenty of other things, bringing things to life. So Don and I went out and met with him.
I like working with smart people because they're allies when you're making it together, as he definitely was.
And it's been this partnership ever since.
Chucky and the puppeteers, you all have to like descend together into this fantasy. We all have to go into this realm of this place that we've created and make it believable.
It's queued up. What? Oh, sorry. You were saying.
Tony, you guys happy?
Yeah, let's cut that. I find a thrill in making something that isn't real be perceived as real to somebody else. It was sort of an odd start for us because we were supposed to copy Kevin Yeager's puppets, but we had no resources from Universal or from Kevin. All we had to go from was VHS copies of the movie. We would freeze the VHS copy of the movie and we would take stills off of the TV, and that was our point of reference. We had like 3 months to build everything, and then we were off to Romania and right into it. We had a whole team of puppeteers come in from England to support us. There were 5 of us from the United States and then another 15 people from the UK. So we had amazing resources and just had a great time. Another thing that was really fun was getting to sort of design Glenn from the ground up. We knew he had to have sharp teeth because that had been established in Bride. But other than that, we were free to play with Glenn, which was really awesome.
And I love how Glenn looks. He looks like a Walter Keane painting, or Margaret Keane, who actually did them, gone to horror.
The